In this lecture, we will see logistic regression implementation using Python. Before getting into the implementation part, let's see the step-by-step process to implementing any machine learning algorithm. So the first step in implementing any machine learning algorithm is to collect the data, to open the data. Second step is to analyze and understand the data. So analysis includes to looking at the data and try to understand the details of the data, or even more like understand some of the different patterns, etc. It's some sort of a statistical analysis. Then comes the data cleaning. Data cleaning in the sense, in some of the cases, the data may contains missing entries that need to be filled with some values or by some default values, or we may have to remove that entire column. Something has to be done. Then comes the actual training and testing. Then to check the accuracy of the implementation. So in order to implement logistic regression, we use two different data sets. The first one is a Titanic data set. While implementing linear regression, we have used a very small data set. Here we are taking a somewhat bigger data set, Titanic data set. This contains the information about the passengers of the Titanic ship. The different columns are passenger ID. Passenger ID is just numbers. Then whether the passenger survived or not, that is this field. 0 means the passenger not survived. 1 means passenger survived. Then the class of passenger, that is passenger belongs to first class, second class, or third class. Then the name of the passenger. Then passenger is a male or female, the gender. Then age of the passenger. Then whether any siblings of the passenger is available in the ship, whether any parent or uh, children of the uh, are available in the ship or not. Then the ticket number, fare, then cabin, embark point. So these are the values. So passenger class belongs to 1, 2, or 3. Survived data can be 0 or 1. Then name, male and female, again two entries in this field. Age is a continuous sort of value. Then this can have any values like 102, 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. Siblings or spouse. Then parents or children. Then these are fields which we cannot do any analysis. And NaN represents it's not a number, means it's not available. The data is not available. So that's the data. First data we are going to implement logistic regression. The second data set is iris data set. It contains four classes. Four classes are Setosa, Versicolor, Virginica, and one more. So here it has got class label. Then there are four features: sepal length, sepal width, petal length, and petal width. So here, based on this, this is the data set about flowers. So based on the values here, the class labels are assigned. So here in this case, we'll be here we have there is only three types of flowers. So three types of flowers will be categorized. So here we'll go for a multi-class classification. In the previous data set, we'll go for binary classification. That's the idea. So we are dealing with two different data test sets. One is a Titanic data set and the second one is an iris data set. Let's start with the Titanic data set. So in Google Colab, you start a new notebook. Then first of all you open your Titanic data set. I have already downloaded. You give a name to this notebook. logistic regression, sorry, logistic regression. Okay, so here you open the file, so it was already connected. Now you upload the dataset. It is available in titanic.csv. Open. Okay, so now it is open. Now we'll start our logistic regression implementation with simple import statements. Import pandas as PD, which is required for data analysis. Import numpy as np, which is required for some of the scientific operations. Then for plotting, matplotlib dot pyplot as plt. Then for statistical plots and analysis, we'll use Seaborn as SNS. Then we'll say the command matplotlib inline to say that your plot should appear in the just after the code. Now you open the data equal to pd dot read csv titanic dot csv. Let's see what is the number of rows in the data dot shape. Okay, so it contains 891 rows and 12 columns. The 12 columns were this 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 and 12 columns. Okay, so now we'll see some of the data dot tail or head. Tail means it will give the last 7 entries in the data set. So it has got 891 rows. 891 rows in the sense first row is containing this header, then 890 data sets, right? So passenger ID is this. Passenger ID starts with 891 rows. Yeah, passenger ID is this. Then survived or not, passenger class, name, gender, age, etc. Okay. Now we'll include one more. So that's about collecting the data and opening the data. Now we'll go for analysis of data. So we'll give heading analyzing data. Now we'll include a code cell. So let's see how many people in this entire data is survived and how many have not survived. So SNS dot, we'll use Seaborn for this sort of statistical analysis. Count plot. In the x-axis we'll use this column survived. And data is data is the variable available in data. So this is the output. See, out of the total 890 passengers, 500 and something were not survived, and 300 plus we have survived. And that's the result shown here. So this is what data analysis is. Now let's see in something like SNS dot count plot Then once again we'll use whether survived or not, survived. Then we'll use a hue equal to sex. Then how many male and how many female are survived and how many male and female are not survived. That's the uh, data you will get. Data equal to data is available in our variable data. See, out of the total maximum number of male have been not survived. That's the idea you are getting from this data. So this out of the male, this many have not survived, this many have survived. Out of the female, this many have not survived, and this many have survived. Right? So 0 represents not survived, 1 represents survived. Now let's see out of this instead of sex, let's say with passenger class. Okay, passenger class there are three values, so there will be three plots. Uh, SNS dot count plot. We'll copy this. Hue equal to p class, comma data equal to data. So you can see that there will be three bar graphs. So this about class 1, class 2 and class 3. Class 1, class 2 and class 3. You can see that maximum number of people survived are from class 3. So class 1 and class 2 have survived are less, right? Sorry, maximum number of people not survived are from class 3. So class 3 were the people they have not survived more. No, yeah, you can do a lot of analysis like this. Let's see analysis of the people's age in this. So let's say we have data of age. You will get some value. You plot it in the form of a histogram. See, maximum number of people are of this age, 20 to 40. So the maximum number of people in the Titanic ship were young generation. So those who are at the age of 70, 80 are very less, and people at the age of 1, 2 and all very less. Okay, so now let's do some data cleaning operation. So this was data analysis. Let's give a heading data cleaning. Right. So usually in the case of data cleaning, we will be trying to find out the uh, entries where the data is missing. So missing data should be make produce the maximum number of error in the case of classification or in the case of any analysis. So we'll try to find out the uh, how much of the data are null. That's that we'll try to find out. Okay, so data is null. So is there any missing data? That's what we would like to find out. See, this table contains, in this case, there are all false means this is not null, false, 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 etc. not null. Here you can see this is a missing data, or this field is null. This field is null. That is the meaning of it. Now you can take a summary of that data dot is null summary. You add all these things, then you can get a summary of it. See, out of there is no passenger ID missing. There are people with 177 people whose age is missing. There are 687 people whose cabin is missing. There are two people whose embark data is missing. So these are the few indications, few places where we would like to work with the one thing you can do is you can completely remove or completely drop these columns cabin, embark and age, or you can fill with some default value. So for example, let's say cabin is the most missing entry, so let's try to drop this data. So it will be done like this: data dot drop. Then you give the column name cabin, axis equal to 1, in place is equal to true. Now we can check the data dot head. You can see that sorry, you can see that in this the cabin column was here, that was missing, so that was dropped. Now if you would like to fill your data all NaN items, that is not a number items with some value, then some default value, then you can say it like the data dot drop Na in place equal to true. Now we can check the data dot is null field, is command is null dot sum, will say is null dot sum. You can see that the data, all the data is there is no missing entries now, right? You can view this with the help of heat map of SNS also. Just to give a command SNS heat map, and then you give data dot is null here, is null, and y tick labels equal to false, c bar equal to false. Then you will get a map of here you will not see any value. Why? Because we have already filled the entry empty values with empty values with let's use the same command just before this, then you will see, you will come to know. So let's say before filling this, before dropping this cabin table, somewhere here we'll introduce a code and we'll use the same command. Okay, runtime, you run again all, and then the output of this, see, this is the heat map. So in age there you can see that there are some missing entries, and in cabin also there are so many missing entries. Previously I have seen that in cabin 687 entries were missing and age 177 entries were missing, and in embarked only 2 entries were missing. So this is also a good way of analyzing the data. So after filling it with after removing the column cabin column, and after filling this age entries with some default value maybe 0, with that you can see that this is the heat map, so there are no missing entries. Now let's do more data cleaning. That is for example our algorithm is going to work on sorry, our algorithm is going to work on numerical data. So for example our, once again we'll take data dot head, what are the entries we have now. Passenger ID, survived, P class, all these are numeric values. Name, we don't have to do anything with the name because we cannot do any analysis on name. Male and female, that's the entry there. So if you are able to convert this into 0 and 1, then you'll be able to analyze it. The logistic regression cannot do analysis on text values like this. So this also does not mean anything. So you can remove this column. Fare is already a number. Embarked is also SC, and what else? Some, is there anything else? SC, and I think there is one more field, one more entry, SC and Q. Yeah, SC and Q. There are three entries in the embarked column. One option is you can convert this into some dummy values by saying that a male is 1 and female is 0, or the vice versa. In the same way, embarked as S is 0, C as 1, and Q as 2. And you remove these columns, ticket column, then name column. Then your data is completely numeric. So let's do it. So the first step is we'll get a dummy value. So sex equal to pd dot get dummies. Get dummies. From where you have to get dummy values? Data of sex. So corresponding to that, you need to get the dummy values. So let's see the output of it. So this will be having values like this now. So 0th column, you have 890 columns, 890 columns, 891 columns. So 0th column is female, male. Female is represented as 0, male is represented as 1. Here female is represented as 1, male is represented. So first value is first row is about male, second row is female, this is female, and so on. So you can actually remove one column out of it, because by representing 1 and 0 just opposite, you can, by using only one column, you can represent it. So this is how you do it. You use a command here, drop first equal to true. So the first column will be dropped. Then you check the value. Yeah, now you can see that there is only one column, and that column says that whether it is a male or female. First is a male, second is not a male, third is not a male, fourth is a male, and so on. So this is the first entry. Then the second entry was embarked column, isn't it? Embark equal to data dot, sorry, pd dot get dummies, data of embarked. Again we'll drop first equal to true. We'll see what is the value you're getting. You're getting two values, Q and S. We don't have value for C. The first column was removed. If it is 0 1, it represents one entry, 0 0 it represents other entry, and so on. Okay, so our next step is you remove all these columns, and first you concatenate your data with these two more columns. We had constructed now 1 2 and 3 columns, right? So data equal to pd dot concat, along with the data you would like to concat the new column sex, then embark, comma axis equal to 1. Now let's see data dot head. What is the data dot head now? Data dot head contains, see, these many columns. and along with that you have added male QS, these columns male Q and S. Why it is so? It has added more number of times. Now let's drop name and name, this field sex, then ticket, all these fields, right? I think I have run this 2 times. I'll run it all these things together again. Yeah, there is only one. So M male, Q and S. These are the three columns we have added. Now let's drop the other one. Data dot drop. What are the fields you would like to drop? Sex, then name, then we don't do any analysis on passenger ID, so passenger ID, then ticket, then embarked and sex we have already added embarked. You pass this as a list so that all these columns will be removed. Then axis equal to 1, in place equal to true. Oh, sorry. I should write this in a separate cell so that data dot head. See, this is the content now. It has got index, then survived or not, passenger class, age, then sibling, spouse, parent, fare, then sex, then the embark values. These are the only values now. Now let's do the actual training and testing phase. So before that, let's train and test. Okay. Now after that, you write here. Let's say we'll do the analysis on how many people have survived. So you take X as data dot drop survived, survived. I'm removing the column survived from data, which I'll be using as my independent variable. Okay, or dependent variable. Sorry, X is the independent variable. X is equal to 1. So this is my X, and Y is data of survived. So what is X? X is this value, and what is Y? Y is data of survived, whether you have survived or not. Now we'll include sklearn library from sklearn dot model selection. We import train test split which is a method used for splitting your data into training and testing. For example, x train, comma x y train, second value is x test, comma y train, comma y test equal to train test split capital X y test size equal to 0.3 and assign a random number, random state equal to 1. So this will assign to X train 70% of the data, to X test the rest 30% of the data, and so on. So shape of X train dot shape, you can see that X train dot shape is X train dot shape. You have 498 rows and 8 columns. 8 columns are this. These are the 8 columns: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Sorry, this one. This is the index. Okay, now your data is split into training and testing samples. With the training samples, you train your model. With the testing samples, you test your model, and you do the predictions and find out the accuracy, etc. So from sklearn dot linear model, import logistic regression, then you create a log model equal to your logistic regression function, then you fit your data. Log model dot fit x train, with which value you have to train x train and y train, right? So with this you have a constructor your model. Now with x test, you test your model and find out what are the output. So predictions are log model dot predict, log model dot predict x test, and you will get some output. Based on that output, what you have to do is you have to compare your output and predictions. So predictions are your output obtained from the model, and y test is your actual output in the data set. So this is run. So you will get in predictions. Now you can go for finding the accuracy or precision recall, F1 score, etc. Let's look at the classification report summary. So for that, from sklearn dot metrics, import classification summary, classification report. What is classification report? Classification report of what are the input you have to give, y test and predictions. Predictions are the predictions done with the model, and y test is your actual data in the data set. So this is the output you are getting. In order to get a neat output, you print classification report. Okay, so there are two classes, 0 and 1. 0 is not survived, 1 is survived. The precision for this class is 0.81, recall, F1 score, support, then precision, recall, F1 score, etc. And accuracy is obtained, average, etc. You can always see the confusion matrix also. What do you mean by confusion matrix? From sklearn dot matrix import confusion matrix. Yeah, confusion matrix. Once again, you give this command ytest and predictions. You will get 4 values as output: 101, 25, 24, 64. Means that this is the true positive, true negative, false positive, and false negative. True positive in the sense, in the data set it was assigned as positive, and that here also it is assigned as positive. In the data set it is assigned as negative, but here it is assigned as positive. That is false positive. So it's true negative. Data set it is negative, and here also it is negative. In the data set it is negative, but it is identified as positive, means it is false negative. Sorry, false positive. So true positive, falsely identified as positive. This is true negative. This is false negative. It was actually uh, positive, but identified as negative. So that is false negative. So that is confusion matrix. So from this itself you can identify these values, precision, recall, etc. So that's about a simple implementation of logistic regression using the Titanic dataset. Now let's see with the implementation using Iris dataset. Iris dataset is about flower dataset. It's a very simple dataset. Uh, but with the help of Iris dataset, we'll see something known as multi-class classification. Yeah. So from sklearn you import data sets. So this is how you take data set. sklearn contains some of the data set. Instead of obtaining data set from other sources and opening it in the using Panda CSV and all, you can directly use data set from sklearn as well. Iris equal to data sets dot load iris. This is how you use Iris dataset, or even Iris dataset is available as a CSV file, and you can use that also. There is no issues. So you can see this print iris dot features. What are the features of iris? Sorry, iris dot features, right? Iris dot features. Iris is the name of the data. Sorry, not features, feature names. Sepal length, sepal width, petal length, and petal width. These are the feature names, right? Okay. Now let's take a few entries from. You can see the data iris dot head. Oh, iris is available as iris dot data and iris dot target. So it is you should use this iris dot data. Okay. So this is how the data is obtained after opening this. So it is available as two separate lists, iris dot data and iris dot target. Iris dot target will be this array. 0 means the first type of flowers, 1 means the second type of flower, and the 2 means the third type of flower. Okay. So let's take x equal to some data, iris dot iris data and from that we'll use only few columns, let's say the second column and the third column. Okay, only the second column and the third column, and y is equal to iris dot target. Sorry, iris dot target. So now what is x? X contains only two columns, right? Yeah, x contains only two columns, that is the second column and the third column from the iris data. Now we can go for the training and test split. I'll copy this command from here, xtrain xtest random state equal to and you use that as for regression. So it is log model equal to logistic log 1 equal to logistic regression. Okay, log 1 dot fit xtrain ytrain. You fit the data. Here you have to use small x. Yeah. So your logistic regression is created and it is the data is fit. Now what is the predictions? You can go for the prediction values. Let's try to plot this in a graph, then we'll see. So plt dot plot xtrain ytrain so this is the entry. Some of the values are having the value 0, some other sepal length and petal width is having value 1, some other having. So this is how the data is split, right? Now let's see the regression score using test data. Log 1 dot score x test y test. In this case you got output as 0.97, which means that it's a very nice result. You are getting this accuracy. So in order to just to get accuracy value, you take the score value, or you can use confusion matrix example as in the previous case. Okay, so like this, use classification report or confusion matrix for detailed results. So that's about an implementation of logistic regression using two datasets. The first one was Titanic dataset and the second one is Iris dataset. Thank you.